Dr. Dunnigan here. We're going to talk today about bags and what size ranges you need to have and plan on having as we go and get prepared to kind of do some packing and think about what we need to pack, what we need to bring, and also, just as importantly, what we need to not bring and take with us all the way to Iceland and back and not use. A day pack. Day packs can be super simple. These can be your book bags, simple backpacks, nothing fancy. This is a very small, very compact pack that we bought when we went to Iceland this summer, actually, and bought it on Amazon for under 10, I think it was 10 or 11 bucks, but it packs up into a piece, something about as large as this piece of paper. It's a little bulkier, puffier, but it packs up real super small. And I like to actually bring this with me. Either I can stick it in my backpack as a secondary backpack if that's what I want to do, but something like this is perfect because you can put, again, money sensitive items in here, maybe some medicines that you don't want back in the back of your bag somewhere. Anything you need quick access to, it needs to be in a backpack, okay? I'm going to carry something a little bit larger. Dr. Parrish may do that too, just because we've got to keep up with some papers. We'll be getting more papers and paperwork related to the places that we're going, receipts, etc. Probably have our laptop to keep up with expenses as well. But a little bigger bag then allows me to maybe stuff in something smaller for when we go into the ice cave or on the glacier or some other small scale trips. But whatever you do pack, if you do pack 2 backpacks in one, then that's less space for other stuff. So you really kind of got to decide, is this what you need to do? Is this what you want to do? I'm still trying to figure that out. This summer, when my family and I traveled to Iceland and Ireland for 2 weeks, everybody packed all their clothes in 2 backpacks. We did this so that we could carry all the baggage onto the plane, stuff it in the overhead and under the seat, and it worked out great. We traveled for 14 days out of 2 bags like this. I mean, this is one we carried, and I carried this one. Just because you're going somewhere special and just because you're going somewhere cold doesn't mean you have to pack every single item of clothing. And that doesn't mean you need a big bag like I've got those in the back. Be smart, lay out what you want to bring, and then decide on what you have to bring. I don't think I can probably do 2 bags, but I am planning on doing 1 backpack for sure. And then probably something about what I would call normal carry-on size. What would be the normal size bag that you could typically carry on a plane and put in the overhead compartment? Typically, and I've kind of got these scaled up in terms of biggest stuff in the back, which do not bring those. The stuff up front, that's the acceptable sizes. So typical carry-on bags might be something like a large duffel. That REI bag I showed you, what is that, a Samsonite? This is a Samsonite too. Typically, these are about 10 to 11 inches deep, 15 inches wide, and 22 inches tall. That's the measurements I got. Again, if the airline allows it, if it fits its standard airline measurements for a carry-on, you're probably okay. Now, you've probably seen some people, if you've traveled much, bring on a carry-on or try to carry on baggage that's way too big, way too big. And you hate those people sometimes when you see them. They can't get down the aisle and all this other stuff that causes problems. Don't be that person. We've got 17 people in 2 vans. We have very limited space for baggage. We have to get in one van 9 of these size bags and everybody's backpacks. In the other van 8 and everybody's backpacks. As you're doing your backpacks, Keep in mind, this has got to be between your legs or under your legs. There's not a lot of under the seat in this van, so whatever you bring needs to be comfortable between your legs, and you need to be comfortable. If we're driving around Iceland with that between your legs, or if you want to put it on the ground and you stand on it, and maybe the person next to you is stepping on it, you need to be okay with that. So size is important. It needs to be big enough to accommodate the things you have to have, and maybe a few things that you want to buy along the way, but not gigantic like we've got in the back there. Again, typical carry-on size stuff that you could carry onto a plane, put in an overhead bin. It typically is a little bit more forgiving. It will squish some, whereas the larger bags that are your typical checked baggage are not that way. That's not what we want. That REI bag, that's one that I typically carry with me all over the place, but I'm probably going to replace it with some of the Christmas money I got with something in between those two bags. I want a duffel, something I can put over my shoulder. And I've seen a couple online that I'm going to kind of check out the next few days that I've kind of been lusting after for a couple years. I think I'm going to pull the trigger and get those. But it will be no bigger than this one. No, that's about maybe 24, maybe 22, 24 inches. And then the nice thing about a duffel is I can get in there, open it, and see everything. Carry-on size, that's key. The other thing is you're kind of packing to keep in mind, sometimes it's just helpful to organize and lay out everything. So packing cubes are great. It may be that you have some particular gear, let's say it's a swimsuit or a pack towel or gloves, and maybe you want to just store all that in one particular area and it not get mixed up all throughout the bag, and you can't find a glove or you're missing part of your swimsuit or whatever. Packing cubes are great in terms of organization. Now, when we traveled for 2 weeks this summer, I organized basically 4 outfits that I rotated around for 2 weeks. And this allowed me to know, okay, I've used this one. The next day I would pull out another one. You can get different colors. You can mix different colors. Eagle Creek is a very common one. It's a brand that's been around forever. They'll be more expensive. There are lots of knockoffs on Amazon that you can get. I even think there's some Amazon basic versions of this as well. My dad has some. He travels a lot. He uses them. They're just fine. But they're great for organizing so that if you need something in particular, you know where to go get it. I actually label the outside of mine sometimes. Pants, shirts, outerwear, whatever. When we were traveling this summer, my wife said, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spend $20 on a bag when I can easily get a few Ziplocs, stuff everything in there, squeeze the air out, and it takes up much smaller space than a packing cube. And honestly, she was right. I'll probably do a mix of Ziploc bags and the packing cubes. Ziploc bags work great for things that you know are dry, not sweaty or moist or anything like that. But if it starts to get wet and you zip it up in a Ziploc, it's going to get funky after a few hours, and you don't want that, and none of your roommates will want that. So Ziploc bags can work great, but packing cubes are also useful as well. Whether it's in your backpack, so you can find stuff you need, in the carry-ons, or in the worst case scenario, and you just can't pack to this. This is doable. This would be your typical, this would be the max size that they would probably allow for a carry-on. Probably couldn't pull it down the aisle of an airplane. It's going to hold a lot of baggage, and it's going to expand, so that'll be nice. But we don't want that in the vans. These are typically about 12 inches deep by 17 by 25, and I've got 3 here. The green that given as a way as a present. The purple is my daughter. She got that for Christmas. And then here's a little bit larger, older gray version. Really, actually, too large to even be considered. Really, the only ones that would be considered in this case would be these two. The problem is as you get bigger bags, you're going to fill it, and it's going to be heavy. And when you have to walk from the vans at night and there's some snow and ice on the ground, you're not going to really want to carry a really big thing of luggage across the open space. In many cases, the hotels that we're in are actually little bitty buildings, and you'll be outside, and you're going to want something that you can easily carry, like checked baggage, with your backpack. That's the way to go. You'll be much happier. It'll be maybe a little stressful trying to figure out what do I carry, what do I don't, but once you've got your stuff in an efficient manner packed away, you'll be fine. What not to bring. What you see in the back, those big black ones and this gray one that I have up here. Do not bring these bags. They are way too big. They don't compress, and we just can't handle 17 of them in the 2 vans that we have. These are typically 27 to 28 inches tall, 17 to 20 inches wide, and they're over a foot deep. That is too big. Nobody needs this much stuff. When I've carried these before in the past, you can easily get 40 to 50 plus pounds of clothes and shoes and curling irons and stuff like that. Bathing suits in here. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Way too big. Way too big. Pack small. That will force you to keep it simple, and you'll be much happier because of it. Hey, if you have any questions, let me know. If you like the video, let me know. Hopefully this one was just as helpful as the previous one. I'm working on packing and getting a packing video for you. Hope you have a good holiday. Take care.